Welcome back to another episode of the Course Creation Incubator. I'm your host, Gina Anativia, here to help you get your course done, not in the next year or so, but in the near future. I want you putting yourself out there. I want you making an offer. I want you welcoming students and growing your business. This is top of mind for me right now because my 6-week accelerator is about to open back up. And every time I'm about to welcome a new class of accelerator students, I really do a gut check. What is going to be the best path to a profitable course for my students? Because let's be honest, there are a lot of different ways to get your course out there. And for me, the best way that I've learned to get a profitable course done is with a coach by your side and a peer group to cheer you on. That's exactly why I designed the 6-week accelerator with a powerful peer group and a coach, me, by your side every step of the way. I also like to think, what really moves the needle? What are the factors that mean the difference in getting it done and not getting it done? And I've got a number of success factors, which I feel like are the difference between students that get across the finish line, make a profitable course, and those that are still waiting to get their program out there. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about those success factors that I've really been digging into over the last few months. Now, before I dive in, if you've been thinking that this is the year to get your course done, to build that program that you've always dreamed of, I'd love to work with you as part of the 6-week accelerator. So here's the criteria to work with me in the program. There's 2 criteria. 1, you need to have an audience in mind. A specific audience that you're really passionate about, that you want to serve. And then the second criteria is having seen at least one result in terms of transforming that audience. By the way, that result could be you. For example, I had a student who wanted to put out a weight loss course, and they were the example. She had lost the weight. Or I had somebody who successfully transitioned from a 9-to-5 to a coaching or consulting role, and now they teach others how to do that. So you've seen a result. You've got that audience. That's all you need to work with me as part of the 6-week accelerator. And as part of the program, every week we meet twice. First, I teach a critical step in your course creation journey. So for example, I would teach you how to do my post-it exercise process to outline your course. Then in our second session for the week, I check on your progress. We do a Q&A and a check-in call. You ask me any questions to make sure you're making great and meaningful progress each and every week. So you get me twice a week during those classes live, plus a community where I am super active answering your questions. This is the last time I'll be teaching the week-to-week classes live, so you don't want to miss out on that experience. The 6-week accelerator opens up very soon, and if you want to be the first to know when it opens, save your spot at coursecreationboutique.com/6weeks because I'm only taking about 15 to 20-ish students. That's right, super small, so I can focus on you and your course. I can really get to know you. All right, back to those success factors. Let's start going through those. Now, first and foremost, I've already mentioned one of them, and it's the power of the peer group. Now, if you go back to one of my first podcasts, I had an interview with Coach Bobby Bluford, and Coach Bobby talked about having the right wolf pack on your side and having people that will surround you and push you and make you better. So it's a certain kind of peer group, right? Now, we all know the studies around the power of a peer group. When I worked for Tony Robbins, he used to say, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your peers. So choose your peers wisely. Look around you. Are you surrounding yourself with people who are pushing you and challenging you in a great way? Instead of just patting you on the back and saying, oh, it's okay. You'll get that course done next year. You don't want those people. You want the people who are going to raise you up. The people are going to push you and say, where is that course? How are you doing on your marketing? Where's your sales page? Let me see it. By the way, when you have a solid wolf pack, they can bring different perspectives and strengths to the table. In one accelerator class, I had someone who was really strong in technology, so he would pipe in about software and share what he was really using at the time. Another course creator, this is a different class, was really great with slide decks. So she would jump in to help members. It was such great value add for the members, having her a part of that community. And if you're listening to me right now and you don't have that, if you don't have that strong peer group that's going to challenge you, think about, 3 to 5 names of people you know who would raise your game if you engage them. You know these people, we all do. And you might be scared to reach out to them because they're going to get you out of your comfort zone. But trust me, on the side of that discomfort is completion, getting your course done. So that's number one, the power of a peer group and the right wolf pack. The second success factor is having one person in charge of your dreams, and specifically your course creation dream. Now, some might call this accountability. I think that's a little soft. I call this the gatekeeper to your dreams. And I say one person in charge because what oftentimes happens, you say, well, everybody's in charge of my dream. That's bullshit, okay? Because if everyone's in charge, no one's in charge. I used to work with this facilitator for Tony Robbins, and we'd be prepping for an event, and he'd walk into the room, there'd be 30 of us working, and he would walk in and say, who's in charge here? Because he knew the person in charge is going to be vested, is going to know exactly what's going on, and is going to give him the results that he needs, because their heart and their focus is where it needs to be. Who is that one person in charge of your dream? Who is your gatekeeper? And that's a lot of times why people work with me with the 6-week accelerator, because I'm the one in charge of your dream, of getting your course done. If you don't have that, it's simple. If you don't have a gatekeeper, get one or work with me. Third success factor, getting quality, brutally honest feedback in the moment. You need to get honest feedback from people who want you to succeed. As experts, I think a lot of course creators are so immersed in their work, they can't see what they're missing. Whereas having that person who can help them see gaps or the parts that might not work can actually help you succeed, because then you can kind of take a step back. Also, you want this coming from someone who actually knows what they're talking about. If you're creating a course, don't take feedback from someone who hasn't successfully launched a course before. Now, I've also seen it where people take other programs and they're in these huge groups, these huge communities, and they'll throw it out there. I have an idea for a course. Is this a good idea? And then everyone's chiming in. I love that idea. I would buy that for my kid. I'd buy that for my mom. I'd buy that for myself. That's not really validation, though, because you're not really thinking it through and you're not getting honest, critical feedback that you really need. That feedback, it's that singular voice that isn't afraid to speak up. It's that voice that isn't afraid to go against what the group is saying. That's me. That's what I do for my 6-week accelerator. Sometimes it's tough love, but it's always honest. Now, you might have friends or colleagues that do it for you, but make sure you have that on your bench. Success factor number 4 is having micro commitments along the way. I don't want you getting huge chunks of a project done and then asking for feedback. Instead, I want you working bit by bit, element by element. It's about regular check-ins, saying, am I on the right track instead of investing days or months on something, doing it whole hog, and then realizing you might be going in a bad direction or the wrong direction. Maybe you should have started with a starter course instead of a signature. Maybe you should have done it live instead of creating the whole thing in the beginning. Or maybe there's a slight nuance of your audience that you didn't realize. For example, I know a coach who created this whole course based on her life experience. She built out her sales page, paid for Kajabi, and no one's buying. So she might have saved herself a lot of time, frustration, and money if she had those regular check-ins along the way to see if she was really putting together a profitable course. That's why I've set up the 6-week accelerator so there's regular check-ins. Every week I'm checking on your homework. For example, in week 1, I'm checking your post-it exercise. In week 2, I'm reviewing your first script. In week 3, it's your offer. Week 4, your sales strategy, and on and on. Every week a different milestone to keep you on track. Whatever way you're getting your course done, make sure to break it up with some micro commitments and have realistic and consistent milestones to work against. The 5th success factor is easing what can be a complicated journey by learning from someone who has done this before. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I've talked about this before on the podcast, model the best. I learned it from Tony Robbins. Anytime I start a new project, I think, all right, where have I done this before? Or who do I know who's done this before? And I can start from with a blueprint. You're going to start with my 5 phases of course creation over 6 weeks and break it down. I've done this many times before. I've completely streamlined the process. I've made what's complicated into a more streamlined, easy process. I've actually helped hundreds of course creators get their courses done, and I've shortened your path to success. You're walking hand in hand with somebody who has done this before. Finally, if I was going to have a bonus success factor, I would say messy action. It's never perfect. It's never going to be exactly how you planned. It doesn't matter if you're putting a live workshop out there or group coaching or a starter course. Whatever it is, it's going to be messy and it's going to be great. And by the way, the accelerator works with all those kinds of programs. You don't have to be building your signature course in order to work with the accelerator. We do workshops. We work with group coaching. Somebody did a 30-day challenge as part of their accelerator experience. All kinds of programs come out of it. So it's one of the things that we brainstorm is what does that look like for you? And how can we take imperfect action on it? So if you're ready to take messy action and feel and experience these success factors, I would love for you to join me on the accelerator. Imagine what it would be like to have your course done in the next few months. What it would do for your business or for your lifestyle. Again, this is the last time I'm doing this live, and I don't want you to miss out on this experience. Go to coursecreationboutique.com/6weeks or just check out the show notes for more information. Save your spot now to make sure you're one of the few to get into this small group. Next week, we're going to talk more about what does it take to manifest your course creation dreams, and I've got a special guest to help us with that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss one single morsel. Until next week, go create, be you and be brilliant, and get it done.